is NaNoWriMo Day 444. I'll stop singing, I promise. My word count is sitting at 7,140 something. I say sitting because it's going to be sitting. I'm a little ahead, but tomorrow I might be a little behind. I have a lot of schoolwork to do, and I don't know when I'll get a chance to write. Hopefully I can get a real good writing day in here sometime soon. Hopefully a 5K day. I really don't have time to be worrying about what words I use and what they look like. I'm very aware that my writing isn't a smooth translation of the idea in my head, but I also know first drafts have a natural tendency to be this way. That's why I'm not wigging out. So if you're finding that your words suck, your scenes suck, your characters suck, don't judge yourself too harshly. It's not a reflection of you as the writer. It's a reflection of the first draft process, especially in NaNoWriMo when we're writing rushed first drafts. Bad scenes, bad words, and just bad. Bad is going to happen, and you have to be prepared to let it go. Let it go like Elsa. Let it go like Elsa letting go societal judgment. It will be very difficult to rewrite a first draft that doesn't exist. So you have to go in prepared to write bad words. You don't have time this month, especially if you have a job, or you're a student, or you're a mother, or you're a father, or I don't know, what else? Maybe you're a superhero. You definitely don't have time. You don't have time to be worrying about the connotation of this word fitting into the tone of this sentence, fitting into the metaphor shown in this paragraph. You don't have time. And if you do, use it wisely. The greatest tool I'm using to get me ahead is the tool of belief. I believe this needs a very heavy rewrite, but my to-do list is this big, and on it is write before rewrite. If that means forcing yourself to not reread anything, hell, if that means coloring your text white so that it doesn't show up on the paper, do it. Whatever it takes to get you to finish. We've been doing this for 4 days now. Maybe you're finding it hard. NaNoWriMo is hard. It is a challenge designed to get you to focus on writing. You have all other times of the year to be lurking the internet. You owe this time to your creative self. Your story needs to be told. So yes, NaNoWriMo is hard. You can decide whether you're going to keep going with it, keep trying to write, and keep pushing forward on your story, or to give up. You can tell by my face which one is the better option. Remember that no one else can tell this story. You owe it to yourself to tell it. My own manuscript isn't coming out the way I wanted. I have a character who is supposed to be very street smart, very sarcastic, very witty. In the madness of my first draft, my main character finds a drawer of women's clothing in his dresser. Now, this could mean one of two things. 1, he's great with women. 2, he has a secret hobby. Guess which one I went with? Writing your first draft is going to go that way. Things are going to go unexpectedly, no matter how much you outline, especially if you're a pantser, and things will probably not be perfect the first time you write them. That's what you're doing this November, getting the bad run out. In a few months, you can try it again, and maybe get a better run. And now that I think of it, drafts are kind of like practice. Not just in writing, but practice in telling your story. You do not expect someone who has never ridden a horse to know how to ride a horse. Maybe you're awesome with horses. The story is your horse. You've thought about your story. You know what it's supposed to look like. You know what horse riding is supposed to look like. But before you write it, you are that person who has never ridden a horse. Write, ride, write, ride. This November, and maybe the next few months after November, you're going to be learning the basics about your novel. This is you learning how to get on the horse. This is your first practice run with your novel, your story. On your second draft, you'll probably be better at riding this horse. But first you must learn how to get on this horse. You are telling your story for the very first time. Don't expect yourself to know how yet. Once you've had a few riding lessons, you'll be telling your story for the second time, and the third time, and maybe even the fourth time, or fifth time, or sixth time, or 10th time, or 100th time. But all those times are practice. This is the very first time. Don't expect yourself to be an expert. Expert. Take it easy on yourself. Just like you would that poor kid riding a horse for the first time. Don't forget to add me as a writing buddy on Nano, and I will have another video up soon. Bye! Go write.